Hello. Hello. Sorry I didn't give you notice again. Hi to anyone that finds the live. You know what I'm like. Just if I get the momentum, if I get like the feeling of hit record, then I have to go for it. But I was writing down a few ideas of things that I wanted to talk about, and I thought talk about them in a live and cut out some shorts and do stuff like that. I'm not sure if you do videos or create or anything like that, but sometimes, certainly, I think when you're just starting at something, you have to grab the moment and have a go and move forward. But hi to anyone that joins me and finds this. I've been doing lots of daily videos about documenting the journey for reinventing myself and getting more involved with creating stuff. And today, this was the idea of this was that feeling. I was coming back to the idea of friends and feeling like you're alone on your own. And there's a chap that I follow on YouTube, and he'd put a poll up about, do you know any other YouTubers? And some people had said, oh, I think they said, have you ever met another YouTuber? Wasn't even that you know them. And the first answer that people could tick on was, oh, I met a famous person. Or the second one was, I don't know, something else. The third one was, I know nobody. And the fourth one was kind of a joke saying, I don't even leave the house. What was fascinating to me was 55% of people that answered the poll said they don't know somebody else who's doing a YouTube channel. And then as the joke answer of, I don't even leave the house was 17%. And I thought, well, you can fairly comfortably say that these people are joking about it because they don't know people that also do YouTube channels. And I thought, well, that really makes me feel better. I felt like I don't have the friends and the social circle that are doing YouTube channels, but I'm probably a minority in that, and that most people, even if it's on the outskirts of their social circle, they probably know somebody who's doing that. And it did make me feel better, but it was also, this isn't just about YouTube channel. This is about, you want to create, you want to write a book, you want to do anything that's a bit different to normal, and suddenly you're feeling like, I don't have friends that do that. Who do I talk to? But I think maybe if 55% and maybe that other 17%, half of us that are trying these new things, whatever it is, whether it's a YouTube channel or writing a book or going to live overseas, just that kind of do something different. Half of us don't know anybody else who's doing that. And that really struck me in that I think the people that I'm going to gel with online, I'm here trying to find my people, are exactly those people that feel alone and and don't have other people that they can talk to. But maybe if you were told, ah, we're more than half, we're over that 50%. 50%, I know it was about people who answered the poll for that question. But again, I thought that was really, really fascinating that the majority of people do not know other people doing it and are trying it anyway. And I think I've mentioned this before about the hero's journey, and the idea being that the whole point of the challenge is you're not doing what's expected of you. I mean, what was expected of me was nothing. You know, I think my careers advisor at school said, "Why don't you be a secretary?" That was what was expected of me, and then I worked as a waitress and then behind the bar. That was what was expected of me. I don't know anybody that does all these different things. And I thought, well, in a way, that's what I want to show on YouTube, is that I think it's really important to see some sort of representation of somebody like you is doing something like this. And then you might not be like me. I don't know whether you're older or I don't know what your situation is, but I'm guessing that you don't really know other people that are creating or reinventing their life or having a go at something, that they're learning a new skill and they're older and something like that. And I thought, I think they're my people, and I think they might like hearing that you're not the minority. If you're trying something new like these things, maybe half of us don't know anybody. It's not like our mom and dads did it. I think if our mom and dads did it and, we had family members that had done all these weird, crazy professions, we wouldn't be looking for other YouTubers to learn and to boost our confidence about what's possible. So, anyway, that led me to my next thought, which is this idea of being outnumbered. And I heard this decades ago and I loved it. So, I'm going to share it. I've got a little bit more vocabulary about it now. Have you heard of IFS, internal family systems? Internal family systems is the idea that there's a part of you, different parts of you, and all parts are good. There's a part of you that feels one way, and there's a part of you that feels another way, and there's a part of you that feels another way. I thought, that's good. When I'm thinking about creating videos or writing a book, there's a part of me that wants to write the book. And there's a part of me that thinks that's completely insane and that's not possible for somebody like me. And the problem isn't that the part of me that thinks it's insane, and the problem isn't the part of me that wants to do it. The problem is that the two, the conflict between the two. It would be easy for me if I remember when I wanted to live in Spain. I wanted to live in Spain since I was 15, and a friend of mine did not want to live overseas. And I was kind of envious of that because I thought, I have something inside of me that's saying, I must live, I belong in this other country. Wouldn't life be easier if I just wanted to live down the road from my mum and dad and I was feeling called to do something else? And I didn't have the confidence, I didn't have the social circle or the, I don't know, I didn't have the examples in my life to say it is possible for you to do that. So it was almost like, I'm thinking of the word gridlock, but I'm not sure if that's the right term. You know, when you're really stuck and you want these two things, it's both of those things. And obviously that's the conflict. Part of you wants it, part of you says, who are you to do a thing like that? That's not about being outnumbered. The bit about being outnumbered is you're like this, you're conflicted, somebody else comes along, and it doesn't matter which side of the argument they are, suddenly you're outnumbered. The part of you that remains is outnumbered just by that one voice, and then that part of you, so it's like a one and a half against a half. So if you happen to hear somebody talking about, "Hi, it's not possible. Nobody ever succeeds at that. Uh, all people who do that are horrible people," or you have to know somebody, or you have to spend a lot of money to do that. Anything negative like that, you're outnumbered, but it's not because in a way that they're louder, it's because they've got their one voice plus that little part of you. So what's left of you, is this making sense? But also, I think you could be that part of you that is saying, I don't know if this is even possible and this is crazy. That part could be outnumbered if you surround yourself, maybe even just by YouTube, if you surround yourself by people that say, I think this might be possible. Now, I can't guarantee you be an Amazon number one seller or proven track record for a fabulous YouTube video cinematography career, blah, 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 blah. I can say it's possible to do it. I can say that you learn along the way and it's fun and you'll be pleased with yourself. And so I feel like I'm the voice to try and I'm getting frustrated. I want to help you feel that that negative voice is outnumbered, that you could come to this space on YouTube and and acknowledge that there is that conflict going on, but it's okay because you're being pulled towards what is calling you rather than the part that is saying, "I'm not so sure." I don't know what your life is like, but I definitely hear voices around me that are not sure that it's worth doing, and there's some sort of negativity, and it's not that they're being mean at all, it's just it's completely outside of their experience to even want to make a video, and yet this is what's calling me right now, and it feels a little bit insane, and what I'm trying to do is create an environment around me that I go deliberately to the spaces where I hear voices similar-ish to me, people who are not hugely successful on YouTube, but just saying, "It's still worth it. I don't have 500 subscribers yet, but it's still worth it. I've really enjoyed doing that." I feel like I've been talking really fast. I wanted to get that out. I I was also watching, I'm just trying to think what her name is. I think her name was Valerie, but I can't remember her last name. She's talking about being on YouTube, and she's talking about being successful, and she's talking about do it anyway. Her video that I saw was do it even though you're afraid. But I looked at her and I I thought, "You don't represent me." And that probably sounds like I'm being nasty. It's not so much about being nasty. What I saw was somebody who presents beautifully, who is super clear, has got the perfect makeup, has got the perfect hair, has got the perfect studio, who doesn't have a pile of books in the background that she didn't tidy up. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And she was saying about her problem being on YouTube, about being a perfectionist and being a people pleaser and all these things. And I thought, well, that is not my problem as I'm experiencing it. But I was still tempted to listen more. And then when and I thought, well, I don't feel like she represents me. She also has a TV background and has worked in TV. So I think my fears are different to her fears. Well, that was what I thought. And then she kept speaking and she was saying about how she's m- challenged herself to be doing a video a day. And this one video that she did about Do It Afraid, she said she wasn't going to do a video that day, but she felt like she hadn't achieved the goal of what she set out to do. This was day 15 of her daily videos. And she hadn't achieved the goal, and the goal was to turn up on camera and to be less scripted and less perfect and to show up as herself. And in her words, she said, "I don't want to be shouting at the camera and using a script, that kind of thing. I just want to be talking to people and connecting to people." And I was thinking, "Oh, she is more like me." And I thought, well, that's fascinating because I would have clicked off. I don't know what made me watch more of her because I was tempted to stop watching earlier because, as I say, I knew that she had a TV background and I could see perfection. And I thought, well, she doesn't have the same worries and concerns as me. But it turns out I think she does. I think she's coming at it from a completely different point in that her skill levels and experience. But it was fascinating to me that she still had those concerns. So, if you have any questions, I can see there's somebody there. It's so sweet when people join me. If you have questions, please put them or just say hello or where you're listening from. I feel like I've rushed and blurted a load of stuff out. What's happened is I've had a week of not really doing the videos, and my husband's been away and traveling, and now he's back and he's looking after our daughter. And it's time for me, time for this investing in this reinvention and trying something new and hitting record, and there's also all these thoughts about who am I serving? What am I doing this for? And that I really wanted it to be a place where people could come and feel like any negative voice that was going on in their head or in their world and in their life would be outnumbered, and that there's others of us who are also feeling called to share and to build these skills, and that maybe we could be supporting each other and encouraging each other, and maybe that we've got more in common with each other than we originally thought. But there you are. As I say, if you don't put a comment, I shall hover for a few seconds in case you wanted to say anything. But I understand sometimes you just want to listen to me rambling. I don't think I've got anything more to say. What's coming up next over the next week or so? I should be tidying up. There's all the books. I should be tidying up a bit. I've got some different ideas for videos, which I don't think I'll be scripting, but I do think I'll be giving a little bit more thought to, rather than blur that I've done today. But I kind of like the lives. I kind of like the the adrenaline and the feeling of I'm doing it. I'm having a go. I'm showing up. But anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for staying as long as this. And please, if later you feel like you want to put a comment, that's super lovely too. It really makes my day to see the comments. But take care, and I'll surprise you again with a live soon. Take care. Bye.